Hi, it's Sam here from Little Pear Tree, and this is my next tutorial for Letraset. The tutorial this time is going to focus on skin and colouring skin and the best way to blend it, or the way that I find best to blend it. So I'm going to colour the face of this gorgeous image from Art by Miran. These images have got quite big faces, so I might do them slightly different to normal, but I'll cover that in the tutorial. Before I go into a slightly more in-depth tutorial, I just wanted to show you a close-up on how I actually blend my colours together for skin, how far I go over each other and that, just so that you can see, because in the video when I'm doing it, it doesn't quite look like I'm flicking, because the flicks are so light and I hold my pen so close to the page. It looks like I'm rubbing the pen on the page, but I'm not. It is literally lifting, flick, lift, flick, 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 flick. It's just because of the way that I move my hand that it looks like that, and because of the speed I'm working at while the ink's wet, obviously, and the scale of it, you can't necessarily see the actual technique that clear. So this is just to show the actual technique. Okay, so the first thing is to get your skin colours. So for my skin colours, I use Coral, Sunkissed Pink, Blush and Ivory. Now I do use other skin colours to create other skin tones, but this is my go-to colour, so this is the one I'm going to use to show you at the moment. I do tend to colour my skin, as with most other things, with the fine nibs on, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to do it with the bullet nib showing, just purely so you can see it clearer. Try and zoom in a bit closer. Okay, so the first colour I start with is the Coral, the darkest colour, and I'm just going to basically flick some colour onto my paper. Then I'm going to come in with my next lightest colour, which is the Sunkissed Pink, and I'm going to start at the top where I started the Coral, and I'm going to go past it. So I'm basically covering the whole area again and then going past it and pulling some of that Coral along with it, and then shading it out into itself. So you're just sort of flicking, and then if you get a line, where you can see the line here between the two colours, just flick gently over itself until it blends that line out. If you kept going all the way over, you wouldn't blend that line out, because you just keep darkening all of it again. So that's why you just then go lightly over the line. Move to your next colour. So this is my blush. Again, I go right from the top to all the way past it. So right from the top, all the way past it. And as you can see, again, I've got the blend line there. So just flick lightly over that. So you're just pulling out the blend line and blending it into itself. So instead of having a harsh line, you've now got a nice graduation. And then onto my last colour, which is my Ivory. So again, from the top all the way past it, so it would be like this. Now obviously I'm doing extra big strokes, and I'm going a little bit slower than I would normally, just so I can actually demonstrate the technique. But once you get the idea of how to do it, obviously the quicker you can move your ink, the better, because of where it says. So again, there's a slight line there, so we'll just go over that bit to blend that bit out, and you can see there's a graduation all the way through. And what you do is you go back in with your darkest again, which is the Coral. But say I came down to here with the Coral the first time round, this time I might only come down to here with the Coral, because what that does is, because I haven't come down as far this time, I'm actually then creating even more depth and darker, different shades of colour, because obviously if it came to there before and I've got that darkness, but now it only comes here, I've got that darkness, then that's already two extra colour sets that I've got in there, and so on and so forth as you work through. Again, next colour, so Sunkissed Pink. This time, because I've already got my paper wet, my ink will move easier and it will move quicker. So I no longer have to go from top to all the way past it, because my paper is nice and wet, so it should move easier. So instead what I do now is I go half and half, and what I mean by that is I go halfway past the end line of the colour I've just done and halfway past it that way, past the end line I've just done. So basically I'd start here and I'd finish here. So it flicks, and I'm just basically flicking until that line is gone, and then I've got my new line ends here. Move on to my next colour again, which is blush, and again there's my line. I'm going to go half above and half below, so half here to half below, and again I am just working over the area till that line's gone, and then again lightest shade, again half over, half over, and that's it. And you work like that. You just keep building your colours to add your depth.